No, I don't know if PinkPantheress's feature here is all that worthwhile. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like AWOL. Okay, I like this Spanish. That's kind of cute. Like this. Who would think to do this in K-pop? No one. No one is gonna do something like this because why would you? Do you know I am so incredibly excited to get to this Yves project. I have been like struggling not to listen to it in my spare time just so I can get my first reaction, but so many other people that I like trust when it comes to rating have rated it so highly that have been talking about it, and I'm like, oh, shush, I want to get to it. Yves, obviously an artist that does not need introduction at all. From LOONA fame, obviously went off to do her own thing after LOONA kind of disbanded. But yeah, moved away from the kind of LOONA group. Didn't go with any of the other groups from LOONA. You know, didn't go with Lusemble, didn't go even with Mod House in general. You know, went with Pax Per Mil, a label from Korea that, I mean, just by looking at some of these artists here, have quite literally artists on them, not necessarily just musicians, but people I genuinely consider artists. And, you know, we've got a Rebecca Black for any Western listeners who are a fan of her music, and the global sensation PinkPantheress also finds herself on this track listing. Yves is one of those artists that is an artist's artist. She makes music for musicians in a way, and in that regard I'm just so excited to see what she has on offer here. I will say off the bat, I'm not a fan of the vocal processing, but you know, I'll give it time to wind in. I will say as well, I'm not sure, I'm not certain I'm going to enjoy this. I just know that I quote unquote should. Early English, okay, Yves. I think I'm okay with 15 on delivery, but it's not so high on my personal enjoyment, you know? I'm not a big fan of that vocal processing. And I don't know, her delivery here, I think I would have rather she went with a fully Korean song, or at the very least, one that has like limited English, because I think she's struggling a little bit here. I mean, like, even that Let Nobody in This World Can't Be Better Than Tonight. I don't know about the transition though. See, the annoying thing is, like, engaging and coherent. Would I say that they're coherent? I think they are, for the most part. Like, they're not, like, incessant rambling, but okay, that bass line's really cool. Holy shit. I think I'm happy with 15 on uniqueness. I might have to go 10 for enjoyment. I'm not feeling it, you know? Especially given the expectations I had going into this project, knowing what she's capable of, and as well, seeing these genres, I was like, ooh, okay, we're gonna get something really good here, but I don't know. Now, I did hear some of this song on her Instagram story, so I unfortunately do feel like it's going to be that, because I seen Rebecca Black reposted her. Oh, was it Rebecca Black? No, I think it was PinkPantheress reposted her Instagram story. But even without that, I do enjoy this song more. It falls into her camp of vocal delivery that I think she sounds good at. It's one thing I don't understand with artists like Charlie XCX or Yves, where they process their vocals so much, even though they have such incredible voices. And I'm like, why? Like, I get the, like, how do I explain it? Kind of the uniqueness of it. Like, it's a styling that you put yourself in, but I don't know. Just give me good vocals. I don't want it. You know, I do like so far that there isn't really like a chorus. You know, it kind of flows completely from one end to the other. I mean, I suppose this is kind of it. You know, I don't know if PinkPantheress's feature here is all that worthwhile. Okay, we're getting closer to the styling that I enjoy. I will, like, one thing that Yves has done throughout her entire career is her production is so lush and so good, man. Like, everything is so well created, and like, nothing is fighting each other, which is so hard to do. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like AWOL. Okay, I like this Spanish, that's kind of cute. Especially considering this like kind of falls into the like pop rock song of 2025. Do you know what? One thing I do find so interesting about K-pop music is that there always is like that one like what's it called? Like trope. Like usually it was the ballad at the end, but for some reason this year it's like a pop rock track. I don't know what's up. Like, why have we got that? But I think she's gonna be fine on getting 15s for uniqueness. Now, I'm not sure whether I want to give this 10 for lyrics. Like, it's a little It's kind of like in my Yena video that I released, I was talking about how like the very slight like trip ups, like little stumbles, but I don't know, it does cause them to fall, even if it is, you know, just a little trip up. And like I get their wish to want to make music in English because obviously it's a wider gamut. Like a lot of people in Korea will listen to English music, and the majority of people in the West won't listen to K-pop music. So if you make it in English, you have a higher reach. But at the same time, man, like I think there is just a level of quality that you attain by doing it in your own language. And you should be proud of your own language. You should want to celebrate it. If anything, you should ideally want to be making music that will transcend the language barrier and despite the fact that it's in Korean, still be popular. You know, I will say one thing that she's doing with the lyrics here is that they're very, very different. They're not following the standards, like, hell, not even, like, standard pop formula, but not even the K-pop formula either. Like, it's her own thing she's doing here. And I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a case of no one else is doing it, but especially coming from an industry as commercialized as K-pop, to see an idol do that, you know, she's definitely trying to separate herself from her contemporaries. And that alone is worthy of decent praise. Like this, who would think to do this in K-pop? No one. No one is going to do something like this because why would you? You know, you'll lose like the entire drive of K-pop for the majority of people is the idol. So why are you just going to have like not even a dance break? Just instrumental. And I wouldn't be surprised if she worked on this. No. Interesting, because she does tend to write and produce stuff. Interesting. Odd. Though, with that said, as much as she is doing something interesting, I am one of those kind of ADHD pilled, I need something happening at all times kind of listeners. And for that reason, I think I might have to drop it down for that one. What is going on with this one? Oh, okay. This one's got some good vibrations. I appreciate that you will not be able to feel it. Damn. I almost don't even want to rate this one for lyrics, because if this was a standard EDM song, I probably wouldn't, you know? And like, yeah, this one definitely falls more into the UK garage, so I think I will just drop those out like I would for a standard kind of EDM track and only rate the other stuff, which does mean it's going to get a pretty high score. But again, like something like this is incredibly repetitive and it's more dance floor kind of bass kind of stuff, which, I mean, I suppose, you know, Korea is quite well known for its clubbing scene and stuff like that, and I'm sure Yves probably partakes in that. But, you know, you wouldn't see, especially with how sanitized a lot of K-pop tends to be, you're not going to see a club track from your standard K-pop idol. And I think the biggest thing Yves has kind of been doing, and especially, because I feel like Loop definitely sat in the kind of standard lane of K-pop releases. I did kind of moved away from that, but in a different way. It wasn't really club heavy, whereas this one is definitely like, she's going out with her girls right now. I feel like this one's kind of harking back onto I Did era, but again, it's got that really heavy auto-tune. Do I want to knock it down for that? I guess not, because I think a lot of people can live with it. It's just me, so I think it's gonna have to, I don't know, because I don't know if I'd say I don't enjoy it. I will say though, I am quite, I don't know if I'd necessarily say disappointed, but for her to title the track Mom and none of it being Korean, what's going on there? You know? Where's the mom love? At least assuming her mother is Korean. But, you know, come on. At least at the end or something. I think I'll go 15 for uniqueness, because, again, you're not, the majority of artists aren't doing this in K-pop. Man, that auto-tune, that processing is just not, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I might leave it at 15. Do you know, I probably, as seen at the start of this video, and anyone in the stream would have seen the earlier, I kind of had higher hopes from this, you know? I was hoping it would be a lot different than it was. Yeah, I don't know what I expected, because for those who don't know, who's either listening for the first time or in the stream, I don't listen to singles at all, and I tend to listen to all the music I do listen to completely blind, which means that people I were talking to about this, I didn't ask them for any info on it. I was like, shush, be quiet, I don't want to hear it, because, well, one, obviously I'm going to make this video and my initial reaction should be my initial reaction, but, you know, I don't know, I think I wanted it to be a bit more UK garage and more danceable, you know, a bit more kind of out there, but I think she's just out there in a different way. In it, instead of kind of doing dance pop really well and in a unique way, she's just doing her own thing in a unique way. And then like, if we go back, like Loop 64 wasn't that much a fan of. I did, however. Beautiful. Thank you, Miss Yves. You know, this was really, really, really good. And I think it's where, in my opinion, she excels. And I mean, just looking at these producers and writers, and obviously I'm sure she had very much a hand in Soft Arrow, she did and I did. It's just a case of her wanting to do something different. And while that's not for me, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's holistically bad. It just doesn't fall into the camp that I personally enjoy. So, you know, 72, not terrible. I wouldn't say that's, you know, necessarily bad, especially for the stuff that she's doing. And like, as well, the fact that there was like auto tune on that, on so much of that, you know, that is going to dock it down quite a bit, at least for me. You know, I'm one of the people that can't really bridge that gap when it comes to auto tune. I'm really not a fan of it. You know, some of these ratings like 100, 85, 84, you know, it's kind of crazy how high people are rating this. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's unjustified, but yeah, I mean, even playbacks get a nice little 80 there. Guess I'm lost. I don't know what to say. I had a soft error.